Apple juice for two.
Apple juice for two. Apple juice for two.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Apple Juice for Two exclusive interview. We're pleased to be joined today by comedian Josh Bates. Josh, great to have you here.
Thank you very much. Comedian Josh Bates. That was
Was that what should I say?
yeah, no,
That works?
I
Okay,
like
cool.
it. Yeah.
Sweet.
Professional comic Josh Bates. That's
Exactly.
what I like it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The comedian of our generation, if you will.
Josh Bates. Yeah.
Time Magazine's Man of the Year, Josh Bates. Yeah. And of course, we also have Isaiah Allen in the house.
In the flesh, as always.
And I am Cameron Allen. Again, my name has not changed, and I'll keep you abreast if it ever does. Josh, it's great to have you here. Like I said,
Yeah.
thanks for making time to come. What have you been up to today?
I have a 6-month-old.
Ooh.
So that's what I'm that's
Doing?
it.
Yeah.
That's it. There's
That's pretty
no-
fresh, dude.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I have a 16-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 0-year-old.
Nice. That's awesome. That's a good like span to have. You know, like the 0-year-old will grow up with a older.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah. That's,
yeah, that's the way to keep waking up every morning.
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty dope. I like it though. It's fun.
What's it been like having what's the third child like?
It's the easy one because you by this point, one, you don't give a shit anymore, and then two, like you're at the point where you kind of have an idea of what to do, where you're not winging it as much, and you're more calm.
Yeah,
You're
there's a
not
lot of
freaking out about
anxiety with
shit.
the firstborn.
Yeah. Oh,
that makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, the anxiety, the expectations of this and that, and after that, you just like whatever. It's fine. The baby's alive.
Yeah, that's good. But we hope that it stays alive.
I hope, but she's in the car right now. It's not hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, 60 degrees. Let's leave a window, give her a little.
It's
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah, she'll be all right.
Just
Yeah.
park it in a garage, leave the car running.
Yeah,
She'll be fine.
Yeah,
Literally.
you get that nice like euphoric feeling.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if you've seen, but Prince Harry recently came out with a book.
Oh yeah.
And you have a bit, one of your classic bits, the Prince Harry
Classic
bit.
bits. Dude, I love this. Classic bits.
Just stroking your
Comedian
ego.
Josh Bates.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
Yes. Okay. So, if from my memory, the bit goes like you look like Prince Harry if he's
So
like
I look exactly like Prince Harry if he was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like just fuck it all, fuck everything. Like if he had like midlife crises, if what she kind of does right now.
that's it. That's what my point. Like he said fuck it already. Like
He's true. That's true. He's at that point now. He's throwing all the laundry out there.
Yeah.
But he needs to eat like I don't know, 2 or 3 McGriddles every day for like 5 years, and then we would look
Exactly.
very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isaiah, I don't know if you've seen any of the Prince Harry stuff, but basically in his book and like the audiobook version of it, that's what's been going around is like he's just talking about his penis like for most of it. Have you seen any of this?
Dang, no.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear that. That's
It's a lot of just weird stuff about him talking about his penis. My penis was oscillating between hard and soft. I asked my doc, what's going on with this? And like, I don't want to say it because it feels weird, but there are a lot of like Freudian slips in there with like, you know, talking about his mom
Yeah.
and his penis in the
And it-
same sentences
Okay.
and stuff. It's very weird, very bizarre.
When you're talking about your mom's penis, and not your mom's penis, but your penis and your mom in the same paragraph, let alone the same sentence,
You bet.
there's something there.
there's something, yeah.
What could you be communicating with that?
Yeah.
Projecting
He's
some
asking
kinda-
for help.
Yeah.
I think so. I think so. It's a cry for help,
That's
frankly.
a cry. Yeah.
Well, so okay, let's get into it and let's go back. I want to get down and dirty. So where did you grow up?
My penis.
Yes, South Carolina.
Penis,
Thank
my
you, Harry.
penis. My penis. No, where did I grew up in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Okay,
Yeah.
so far away from down under south Mason
Yeah.
Dixon line.
Yeah. The racism really isn't there. You know, out west, we're just, you know, we weren't involved. No, Colorado's dope. Yeah, I miss it. It's great.
Really. What brought you down here?
The military. I retired from the military, and then I was stationed here, and I was like, this place is dope. And then my wife had a really good job here.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, when I retire, we'll just go to Charleston.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was like your life before comedy was
Yeah.
military.
Oh, dude. Yeah. It was. Let me take you back.
Let's go back, man.
Let's go back, dude. So basically, after 9/11, 2003, right? That's when we declare war.
Mm,
And back then, I know you guys were like sperm at that point.
essentially.
But how old are you guys?
I'm 23.
I'm 24.
Okay, so you guys were very yeah.
I could walk.
You could walk, so
Yeah.
I'll take that back. You weren't sperm. You were
Hardly sentient though.
Yeah.
Like
Very
hardly
true.
conscious.
Yeah.
Very true. But so at that time, I was in college. I was a film student, and I was way up to my neck in debt, in college debt. And Uncle Sam was like, "Hey," at the time, they were like, "We'll pay $76,000 of your college loans if you come and do 4 years in the military." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll do that."
You got a deal.
Yeah, I was like, "I'll do
do I
that."
shine?
Yeah, I was
Do
like,
I
"Fuck it."
shine?
And so I did it. And then my parents, I asked them, I said, "Hey, is this a good idea?" My dad was in the Army, and he was like, "Yeah, you know what? Do it as long as you don't get, as long as you don't get someone knocked up and you get married."
Right.
So I get someone knocked up and I get married. And so I stayed in the military. I stayed in and I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Uh-huh.
And then
What branch were you in?
Air Force.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hear usually that's like the best lifestyle.
That's what I
Right?
heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I ended up hanging out with the Army a lot in the job that I did. So
Oof.
I might as well have been in the fucking Army. Yeah.
Oh,
It sucked. But yeah. And then when I got out, I, while I was in the military, I was still able to do a lot of theater and perform a lot. So that was still cool. But yeah.
So like, were you first drawn to like acting and stuff, or
Yeah.
like film? Okay.
Yeah. Acting was the big thing in high school and college. And, after that, did a lot of acting and then directing, did a lot of directing.
Really?
And then finally, here in Charleston, I could talk all day about the theater scene in Charleston, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to try something different.
Mm,
And then comedy was always that thing I never tried.
really?
And yeah, I was like, you know what? I'll do it. And it's similar to theater,
Uh huh.
but it's way better because you don't have to rehearse, for 3 months.
Hmm.
You don't have to worry about the rest of the crew. You don't have to worry about, the
Director's
other
notes
actors,
and stuff.
Yeah, you
Besides your
are
own
the
notes.
director, the writer, the producer. You're everybody.
Mm.
So I was like, this is up my alley. That, and you can just go anytime you want, and it's over after
It's true.
so long.
So were you always a fan of comedy and stuff, like, or
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Shitty childhood tends to, you overcompensate,
right?
and so you just learn dick jokes really early.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I was always into comedy. Always liked like Saturday Night Live, and
Mhm.
I would stay up and watch that like when I was real little. Always liked comedy specials and shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like the skits and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and
Oh
seeing
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah, I guess like being a kid and stuff, especially with like however rough of an upbringing or whatever, but like when you like see comedy and like some comedian gives you like a perspective or like a framework to like see this shit in, you know what I mean? That like makes you laugh. Like
Yeah.
as a kid, that just makes you go like, like, you know what I mean?
Especially when you can relate to that same comedian.
Exactly.
'Cause if it's something that's like in your home and they're making jokes about it, you're like, oh, well, that's really relatable. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like who were your guys, man?
My guys.
Like who were your influences and stuff? Like
It was definitely Eddie Murphy.
solid.
Eddie Murphy was huge. Eddie Murphy, and then Chappelle. When I got older, when I was in college, Chappelle became kind
The
of
enlightened
idol. Yeah,
Face.
the 2.0 version
right.
of Murphy. And then I liked the old stuff. I liked everything from Steve Martin to I liked them all.
Right.
There wasn't anyone I really didn't like.
Yeah, Carrot Top. Love Carrot Top.
Loved him. Loved him. I try to do his stuff.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
No. He's jacked though.
Really?
Have you seen pictures of Carrot Top?
No,
He would
I haven't.
fuck all of us up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Jesus.
just like, don't know if it's just a bit or not. I just always.
Do you know who
You
Carrot
don't know
Top
Carrot
is?
I don't know he is, but I just like don't know if he's. Is he actually?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, this dude is
Yeah, we're fact checking.
fucking jacked.
To my memory, was he always ripped? Or like he wasn't old?
No.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. The old, yeah, and it's more recently. Oh my god, ew, that is unsettling.
Yeah.
Ew, that is
Look at that.
unsettling.
Look at that.
He looks
Whoa.
like a-
Oh my god.
Hey, he doesn't look human.
it's
His face is all he looks like what was that boxer's name? He's in Iron Man 2. He's an actor.
Sylvester Stallone.
Nah, son of a bitch. I can't think of his
Brock.
name. Anyway, he doesn't look real.
You know his carrot's getting top. Mad top.
Mad time.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Well, so were you always funny? Like even before you're into theater and stuff, like with your friends and whatnot. Like were you the guy that would make your group laugh?
Yeah. I mean, that was the way I handled everything from good things to bad things.
Right.
I just handled it with humor. So it was like the way you had to get around,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like it was like a survival
Uh huh.
piece. It was like, well, I'm not going to beat anyone's ass, but I can make them laugh or talk shit to where,
Yeah. Or I can make him cry.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I was probably a better insult
Mhm.
comic when I was young. You know, I still am probably, but
Well, just like having that power with words, I feel like is a comedian thing. You know what I mean? Like you could bring
Sure.
out laughter, or if you want to go there, you can bring out tears.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely,
So for
absolutely.
you, I'm assuming it was more like a coping mechanism for you. Like, would it be like kind of like defensive, or if like you're really in some kind of situation? Well, let me not fight this guy. But let me see if I can make him laugh to like get him out or something.
I mean, it was probably both. I mean, it was everywhere from
Uh-huh.
getting out of a situation to hitting on a girl
Yeah.
to
Exactly.
trying to befriend somebody.
Okay.
Get out of a situation with a teacher. You always
Teachers love funny,
kid,
yeah.
yeah.
They like the funny kid.
They really do.
You have to be delicate with that though,
That's true.
because there's always that funny kid that's an asshole.
Hmm.
Like he's a pain in the ass. You don't want to be that one.
Mm-mm.
You don't want to be the one that's like real disruptive.
Right.
You want to.
You want to ride the line,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and when no one expects it, they're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah,
was funny.
you want to drop them in there when the time is right.
Yeah, because they're just acting out. Like, you know what I mean? They got issues that they need to address.
Yeah.
Well, so like, do you think through that, like, how did that kind of like cultivate your style, or like, are you still cultivating your style, or like,
Yeah, style. I think when you start writing comedy and you start doing stand up, the first thing you do is you kind of imitate
your
the people
idols?
that you like.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that
do
makes
kind of
sense.
their take. So like when you go to an open mic, I can't tell you how many like Louis C.K.'s or Chappelle's you see bad imitations of them.
Right.
But they're just trying to imitate. They're trying to get up there.
Mhm.
And then the second stage is like how to write a joke, and then the third one is like finding who you are.
Gotcha.
And
Like
that-
getting your voice.
Yeah,
in a
getting your
sense.
voice is the hardest thing in comedy, and it's
Because I guess you
finally
like
clicking. It's what
With
I mean.
you? You think?
Yeah. It's finally clicking where like the type of humor that I'm gonna bring, and it's pretty much the same style
right.
all the time versus it being kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
Because now I just give jokes to other people.
Nice.
Like if I can't,
yeah. Like
I
this is not
can't
my
use
joke
them-
or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
I
on
can't
brand,
use-
like whatever.
Exactly. It's not on brand. I'm like, here you go. This would be perfect.
Yeah.
For you.
I mean, I guess like because a lot of people just don't get there because you gotta like bomb a lot of times or fail a lot to get there.
Sure.
Do you remember like the first time you bombed or like the worst time you bombed? Like,
All comedians like they would shrug their shoulders and roll their eyes, but I don't know if I've ever bombed.
bombs? Yeah.
I mean, I've
I have.
yeah.
Yes.
I've done not well. Like
Right.
I've gone up there and been like, man, that sucked.
Mhm.
But I think there's a difference between like sucking and like bombing.
Okay. What is that?
Like
What is
Let's
that
lean
one?
into that.
Yeah.
bombing, like we call it in Charleston, we call it eating a dick.
Okay.
And it's male, female, doesn't matter. It doesn't discriminate. Eating
Right.
a dick.
All
Gender
inclusive.
neutral.
Oh yeah, all inclusive.
Colloquial.
All
I love it.
inclusive. Absolutely. But bombing is where you get that one or two uncomfortable laughs from like the girl in the back. And it's like a little tiny laugh. Like
Like a pity laugh.
you get a pity laugh or two, and then you double down and you go in and it's fucking crickets, and then you start stumbling and you can tell that you aren't doing well up there. That's a bomb. You know what I mean? I haven't bombed too. I mean, I remember the second time I did stand up. First time I thought I did really well. The second time I was like, man, this is easy.
right.
And I went in way too confident, and it wasn't good. It was pretty shit.
Yeah. So you have a beginner's luck streak, you think? Or
Yeah. I think I still have that
You're
beginner's
still
luck
on the streak?
I'm still on the streak. Like I'm waiting to like eat a super dick.
Whoa.
Like, yeah, I mean, I've probably nibbled on some dicks.
sure. Yeah, everyone's got to
Just a
get
little,
taste.
yeah, a little taste.
Lockjaw. No, you haven't got the lockjaw yet because once you get the big dick, then that's when you get the
Yeah,
lockjaw.
yeah.
You haven't had the
Now,
lockjaw
right
yet.
now, it's just a little.
Isaiah's a throat goat. No, I'm joking.
He's gout.
Hey, Isaiah's got the cock.
Yeah, I mean, I've only done it like tried stand up like twice
Yeah.
at the Sparrow.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Probably-
You're
probably-
the famous how do you what lubrication you use to jerk off?
Oh, that's my bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, am I like known in the Charleston?
Yeah, we have T-shirts and merchandise.
That's
Here's
amazing.
Cam.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's your Cam flavored
The lube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Isaiah? Did you see Isaiah do it that one time?
It was awful.
Yeah.
Dude, it was awful.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, like,
Oh, no, it was not.
I think it wasn't like what Josh is saying. Like, it
You didn't
wasn't
need
a bomb.
a dick, I bet.
Yeah, it was. He's
It's just
he's being hard on himself.
I just don't. I just have to learn how to like get into storytelling and then delivery because I just kind of like want to just go straight to the punchline. I'm just like, just want to slap it. I
That's
don't even
good
like
though. If you had one,
No, I
'Cause most-
didn't. No,
You didn't have. You had
No,
a
no.
premise.
No.
okay, yeah.
Like I said, it's just like something I just have to like perfect. 'Cause I do in the future. I do want to go back up,
Do
but I
it.
just know
Yeah.
that now
Mhm.
I gotta get my shit back together.
See, do it because like right now, I could already tell
Mhm.
because you know you didn't do well.
Uh-huh.
You're already better than 90% of people that start comedy
Mhm.
and do it for a long time
Mm.
because they think they're tone deaf as fuck.
Right. They think they're
Like
just the
they
best.
think like their shit doesn't stink, that it's funny, and they don't. They're that person on American Idol
Oh god.
that's like doing trash, and they're like, "What do you mean? This is great."
This is gonna be the beginning of Isaiah's comedy.
Comedy
arc.
like
Right here.
on his
This is where
HBO
it
special.
began.
He's gonna be like,
yeah. So it's actually just a podcast I was on with Just Page.
he inspired me.
Everyone's gonna know. Like the deep cut is gonna be like, "Yeah, do you guys listen to Apple Juice for Two? That's where he fucking started."
You don't listen to Apple Juice for 2? You're not even a fan of comedy,
Did you
man.
see that fucking man on the street with him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's where he fucking got
that was
it
like
from.
pre-Isaiah, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Pre-Zay.
That's
Yeah.
pre-Zay.
I want to see that so bad. I want to see Isaiah go back up
Do it, man. Why not?
I'm gonna perfect my craft. I'm gonna perfect
because you are funny.
Yeah, but that's not, I'm not like comedy. I'm just like
Well, that's true. There is a
situational, like
difference.
making people laugh. But I have to
Right,
like
yeah.
because I remember that's how comedians say that there's a difference between just being funny and a comedy funny. Because I can like make a little girl laugh, make her chuckle or whatever, but like that same girl is gonna be chuckling at my jokes and shit like there, like when I'm like doing it in the audience and shit like that. So I just have to find my own thing. I don't want to like imitate him. I need to find like I get inspiration from people, but I need to find my own.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need it. I
Definitely.
mean, when you learn to paint, you're not like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait until I can make a Mona Lisa."
That's
You just go up there and fucking throw some colors up there.
yeah,
Exactly.
true.
You know what I mean? Like
That's
go
true.
up there,
You gotta start with the circle.
yeah, get used to it, man, and then just do it.
Later on, I want to do some joke workshopping. I have some bits that I want to
Sure.
workshop with you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Maybe we can go. With
I
some of
have
these
some
too.
still written down on mine.
Let's do
so
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
We're extract everything we have.
But yeah, also just talking about that, like, what do you think makes the difference between someone who's just like situationally funny amongst their friends
Yeah.
versus someone who can get on a stage and like get a crowd laughing?
You know, there's so many different styles of comedy. I think at the end of the day, if you can go up there, you have to be likable.
Mhm.
Even if you're like a bad character,
Yeah.
like a mean comic,
You're right.
you have to be likable,
Mhm.
100%. If you're not likable, no one's going to want to buy your tickets, right?
Mhm.
So you get up there, and no matter what your style is, if you go up there and you can talk to people and they listen,
Mhm.
there's so many times where even if you're not a good comic, like if you go up and the room goes dead silent when you start,
Mhm.
that means you have something because people are like, "Oh, wait a minute, I want to hear what he has to say."
You're commanding their attention.
Yeah,
really,
like Chappelle nowadays. If you watch Chappelle, he might tell, like, I've sat and watched him for like an hour and a half, and he maybe told 6 jokes.
Mhm.
But it's what he's saying. It's like I don't care if it's comedy, not comedy. I just want to hear him talk.
Yeah, he walks on smoking and stuff, and everyone's always like, you just have that aura, I guess, or whatever
Sure.
that
Yeah.
attracts people.
Yeah, and it's yeah. I think that's the most important thing. I mean,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, when it boils down to like a high elevation of what comedy is, it's just you have to be likable, and people have to. You have to. I don't know.
Like
I
you
think
just have
that's it.
to, because I'm trying to think like comedians or stand-ups who have like this character that's like not a likable person, like the audience still has to be on their side. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
I mean, look at like Roseanne Arnold
mhm.
or like Gilbert Gottfried.
Right.
Those guys weren't likable on stage.
Yeah.
They were annoying, but it
Sam
was
Kinison gets up there and is just like screaming and sweating
screaming and yelling,
stuff.
but they were still likable.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I guess like as the audience too, like honestly, everybody's shitty. Everybody has shitty parts of themselves. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So, but like no one is like in public. You're walking around with like projecting. I'm a good person. Like I'm the best. But like
Yeah.
if someone can get up there and kind of like speak to that part of you, then like
Yeah. So unless you're doing a bit where you're acting above people, 90% of comedians, you have to let the audience know that you're not trying to be above them, that you're actually either on their level or below them. So that's why like self-deprecating humor works.
Right.
That's why when someone goes up there and off the rip, they talk about what they look like.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, okay, I can let my guard down. Because
Right.
Americans, like as soon as you go on stage, we don't like you.
Exactly.
You have to win us over.
Uh-huh.
So if you tell me that you are ugly or you are fat or you are poor or you are something, then, oh, I can relate to one of those things.
Yeah.
I too am that.
Right.
Or, you're not above me. So continue.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely important. I mean, do you have you ever struggled with that, do you think? Like,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, there'll be 3 or 4 months that go by and I haven't thought of a new joke at all.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, and I'll just rely on old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Old stuff can always be tinkered with,
Right.
but you get aggravated and
Definitely.
it's a roller coaster. It ebbs and flows.
Definitely. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
How do you like get yourself out? Like, how do you get yourself inspired and like, or do you just have to wait for it to come around? Or you're like, what's your process?
A few, the shower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys just like, you come up with more shit in the shower than I do all day. Like as far as just creativity, like I'm thinking about something, or even just on the way. I'm better under pressure.
Right.
So
yeah.
on the way to a show, I'll think of a lot of bits.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, like driving, like I don't know why that puts me in the zone to like think of lyrics, or like I'll be in my stand up bag. You know what I mean? Doing my HBO special when I'm on the road.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
stuff.
No, I totally understand that one.
But in terms of the pressure, like when you're on stage and you're feeling the pressure, maybe, and like you don't have the audience and you're backing yourself into that corner or whatever. Do you ever find yourself like doing crowd work specifically, or like?
Oh yeah. So crowd work is my best friend. Like
Really?
I love crowd work.
Yeah.
Trust me, I would know.
Yeah, crowd work is.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I said tell him about the last. Like,
What happened?
It was. I thought it was amazing. I was like a hilarious joke. This was like 2 weeks ago, and this is when me and my friend Thomas were like sitting in the very, very front. And
Yeah, he knows.
I mean, it's something that like I have not been told that way. That's how I look. Because I mean, people say, "Oh, well, you act white. You're this. You're that." But the way you put it made me laugh so fucking hard. I've been telling people to this day.
It's funny, yeah.
Because you're like, you just look safe. You look because McDonald's, like literally, and you're like you would be in a McDonald's commercial, and quite literally, yes, I would be. Hey guys, I'm gonna be on the McDonald's commercial. How do I get a cat? I'm that guy.
Oh, chicken nuggets. Yeah.
Yeah, or I'm the Walmart black guy that like walks into a suburban house and is just like, oh, thanks.
With your Asian wife.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
some white. Yeah, I'm literally with my like verse family and shit like that. And it's like, yeah, thank you for choosing Walmart. I'm not gonna add that much like twang or like stank to it because I want me to be as diluted black as possible. Didn't like
Sure.
So, but yeah, that literally made me like laugh. That was literally amazing.
Yeah, and those are the moments that make me happy. Like that's where I get self gratification. Where like when I'm on stage and I just literally think of it while I'm up there and I see it
Yeah.
and I say it and then other people relate to it.
Yeah.
That like I remember that because I was like, man, that worked. That went well.
Right. Yeah. And it's kind of like a special moment that like it exists there, like with that audience in that space, like
Right.
on that day. Like you can't really
Yeah.
just do that on another day. You know what I mean? Like,
Depending on the person, because not everyone could do crowd work, but like when you can, like the audience realizes like you're, like magicians, it's an act. But like if you do it off on the spot, they're like, oh wow, that's magic. That's
Right.
real.
Yeah.
oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're pulling that bunny out of the hat, like out of nowhere.
Yeah,
You know
right
what I
when you
mean?
got up on stage.
Yeah.
Just like,
But a lot of the crowd work is also a magic trick. There's so much crowd work that I do that is the exact same thing with a different audience, a different night.
Right,
Where I
okay.
pick out one of the youngest people in the audience and I have a banter back and forth about how, they probably have really good blood pressure and they can, shoot loads way better than I can, and it's the same joke. And they're like, oh, wow, you just came up with that. I didn't come up with that. Like after that joke I did with you, I'll probably use that again eventually.
yeah,
Nice.
When you see like a more like safe quote unquote black guy.
Yeah, exactly. The whole McDonald's commercial, that was
That
funny.
was great. That was great.
That was good.
that was amazing.
Yeah, Isaac, maybe you should like that should be your angle or something with your jokes.
Yeah,
or,
like I said, I'll
have your
probably
character
like
persona.
flip it somehow and put it on Josh. But
That's a good
like
idea,
Josh said, I
yeah.
look safe, but Josh doesn't look safe. I try to like flip around and try to like do something like that.
Something I wanted to work on,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it would come from somebody better that's like black,
Uh-huh.
is ADT commercials, like security commercials.
Mm-hmm.
could never get away with having a black person as the robber. Like, have you noticed it's always white people?
Yeah, that is true.
It's always white
That is
people because
true.
like they'll break in and they'll look around and they're like, oh, we got to run because the alarm went off.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if it was a black guy?
Yeah, exactly.
how
The amount
bad
of
that would
Twitter,
be?
Black Twitter would go into fucking. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
they would
shambles.
join forces with gay Twitter.
Yeah.
yeah, literally,
Yeah.
Yeah, for
literally.
real.
Yep.
Well, so yeah, I mean that happened at the Sparrow, and that's most of the times I've seen you and stuff.
Sure.
And so speaking of that, when did you start working with Cammy there? That's her name, right?
Yeah, Cammy. Cammy's the owner of the Sparrow, and it used to be like a cool dive punk bar. So there's a lot of punk shows there, and then
That's why there's a
after-
lot of like musicians on the wall. And stuff,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah. And so during COVID, she was like, you know what? When I get back to the real world again, I don't want to do those anymore. Like
Really?
I'm done. And she's like, how do you feel? She reached out to me and she's like, how do you feel about doing comedy, like kind of full time? And I'm like, let's do it.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm in a situation where I'm retired from the military. I'm not working. I don't work traditional full time job.
Right.
Shout out to my wife. I'm on wife support.
Oh my
Is what I like to call that.
I love that, dude. That should
Yeah.
be the name of the special. No, I'm joking.
Yeah,
Wife
wife support. Straight wife support. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
fuck
awesome.
the patriarchy.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Fuck the patriarchy. Wife support.
Dude, for real.
Fuck the patriarchy.
I'm trying to stick it to the patriarchy like that too. You know what I mean?
We all should.
Getting a what for real, yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh my God.
Well, so I mean, not to speak for Cammy or whatever, but like you work closely with her. What was it about like doing the punk shows that she was over? Do you think?
I think it was a lot of the bands were a pain to work with. The audience, she didn't like the people that were coming in. She didn't like cleaning up after it. It's
Yeah.
messier. It's that kind of shit. And I think with comedy, I think she was always interested in it. Having the open mics there, and it was low risk, high reward too.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
And so we hit the ground running, and yeah, we've been partners for almost 2 years.
Uh huh. I
Well,
mean,
no,
yeah,
2
it's grown a lot in front of your own eyes and stuff.
Yeah, dude. We got open mics every Monday, and then now starting this coming Wednesday, the 18th, every Wednesday we have open mics now,
Nice.
and then most every Saturday we have a show. Somebody from out of town. Yeah.
Well, so like, what do you think about the Sparrow makes it like a good space for comedy? Like, what does it take for that?
An owner that like makes comedy first. One of my favorite comedians, Sean Patton, I interviewed him on my podcast, and we were talking about like what makes that same exact question.
Okay.
And he said the owner, he said, if you make comedy first, and you take care of the comics and make them comfortable, then everything else will come into play. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just to foster the
Foster that
Crowd
creativity,
and
the
craft, yeah.
craft, and everything else will follow.
yeah.
And you don't make it about the business, about the money, about any of that. If you make it about that, everything else will come into play.
Yeah.
And it has. So
That's a good point.
yeah, yeah.
Well, so yeah, you guys have some big shows coming up there soon. You wanna?
Yeah, plug some.
Yeah,
Fuck
sure.
Yeah. This Saturday, I don't know when this is getting released. You know what? Saturday, fuck it. You guys didn't see it.
Right. Yeah, you missed it.
So just go to comedy@thesparrow.com. You can find tickets there all the time. We have shows pretty much every single weekend, but we got some dope ones coming up. We have a lot of people that, work out of the Comedy Cellar. We have people that are, nationally touring comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing.
How have you been able to like draw those people in? Like, how do you know
Well, one of the first, Shane Torres, very good comic out of New York City. I reached out to him cold and just said, "Hey, will you come out?" And we talked back and forth. He's like, "Yeah, I'll come." After he, got to see what we do there, he started letting his buddies and pals know about it.
Nice.
So they all started coming,
Okay.
and then now they're kind of spreading the word.
Oh, okay.
So again, it's that whole take care of comics. They're
Yeah.
telling their friends, "Hey,
This
when
is
you're
a
down
space."
south, go to Charleston. Yeah, when you
Right.
go to Charleston, go to this because we didn't have a traditional comedy club in Charleston.
Right.
Yeah.
So, when someone's in Raleigh or Charlotte and they're going to Atlanta, now they have another stop here in Charleston.
Yeah, it's just on the way.
Yeah,
Up or down.
Yeah, I mean, I get probably 20 emails from different comics every day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
That's
amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
it's dope. Yeah, it's fun.
Speaking of like Charleston specifically, like the
Yeah.
city,
Yeah.
and the comedy scene here
Mm-hmm.
in general, like, what do you think how does it stack up?
That's a good question.
Like maybe just compared to Raleigh and
Yeah,
Atlanta.
I think so compared to Atlanta, Atlanta's hot.
Mhm.
If you
Hence the term Hot Atlanta.
hot Atlanta, yeah,
I've never
I
heard that.
coined
That's
it
cool.
actually 5 years ago. That was
Really?
No, I
you
didn't.
Don't believe that man.
Wonder where that came from. The coin.
The coin, yeah.
I coined that.
Some dude at the Mint, the U.S.
There's some
Mint was like-
NPR like radio show that like they find out where terms and shit like that come out.
Yeah.
They'll be like, so I was actually researching and this is what I found and this is when that came. I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool, but why the fuck? am
They
I
do
listening
talk
to
that
this?
quiet too.
Why'd I have to
Yeah,
listen to
yeah,
it for
I'm like-
45 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like interested though.
Yeah.
But like this, Charleston's like dynamic, like the Charleston audience.
So, yeah, Atlanta's amazing. If you're an aspiring comic and you want to go to New York or Chicago, I tell you to stop and think about it for a minute and think of Atlanta. Like Atlanta's dope because not only do they have a comedy scene, they have a film scene, they have TV and movies there.
That's a good point.
It's a good town. But Charleston, we are a friendly town. Most other towns have like crazy beef all the time.
Oh, I see.
Like there's different factions of people, or
Just
this
cutthroat and
person
stuff.
hates that person. Yeah, cutthroat.
Wow.
Everybody's jerks. Here it's very friendly. Like there's not much drama, and it ebbs and flows as far as talent. We have a lot of people right now interested in comedy. My gripe is I don't think we have enough people hustling.
Hustling for it, yeah.
Like there's not enough passion, and I don't know about you guys, but like I feed off of other people's passion and creativity.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely with I'm with you
Yeah,
on that.
so like I don't
it's
know.
hard to do that. Yeah.
It's hard to do it solo.
Yeah.
And so I wish there was more. But and then the thing too is when you get someone real good, they end up moving. They'll go to New York or Chicago or
Austin
LA.
Hughes, rip.
Yeah, RIP,
Come back.
man.
Rip.
Yeah.
Well, like speaking of the hustle, like what is the comedy hustle like these days? I mean, like I feel like before, or I don't know, back in the day when I wasn't alive.
Yeah.
It seemed like you do open mics, like you get a crowd or whatever, and then like maybe you get a deal for like a special or something,
Yeah.
and then you do some like a Tonight Show, some spots, and then maybe you start acting, and then you're a comedian. But like these days, it's so like
How does it happen? Yeah. Everyone has a different voyage there, but I'll give you an example of one. Catherine Blanford, she's an Atlanta comic, and she just doing the normal hustle, doing small shows here and there. Then she got one on it's called Don't Tell Comedy. So it's a little higher level. And she
was it like a festival or something?
it's like it's a company that goes around to different towns and does like a secret show and they film it.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And then they put it just on Instagram. So she had a little piece on Instagram
Yeah.
that kind of got a lot of views. So David Spade saw it when he was in Atlanta, and he was like asking his friend, he's like, "Hey, do you know this girl?" And they were like, "Yeah, that's my friend Catherine." And he's like, "Hey, she's funny.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet her because I need someone to perform
for
for me
me?
for 2 nights."
Nice.
Oh wow.
And then after that, she ended up on the Late Show.
Oh hell yeah.
And then after that, now she's
Just off from there and stuff.
within a matter of 30 days.
Wow.
All of that
Oh
happened.
my god.
That's insane.
So she went from doing my show
Yeah.
at the Sparrow, and then a month later, she literally every night has a show, somewhere in the country.
That's a lot. I mean, of success to happen in such a short amount of
Yeah.
time. Like, and
That's how it happens. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, with comedy
Yeah.
and stuff. I feel like a lot of people, or some people, like some people aren't just made to. They don't have what it takes to hold on to that. You know what I mean? Like they just lose it. You know?
You got to be ready.
Handle it. I
Yeah.
guess is what I was trying to say.
Sure.
But yeah, no, I've seen a lot of like the state of like as a audience member or just like a viewer of comedy today. Like I'll be on TikTok and there's that like big dude Stavros. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's awesome.
He is funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's cool. And stuff like that. We're just kind of like doing crowd work, but you have to have like that 60 seconds like of the bit. You know what I mean? That hits and then also hits the algorithm and stuff. It's like in terms of the craft, like what do you think that is like doing to the craft? Like in your opinion, do you think it's watered down at all? Or-
I mean, back in the day, you would listen to an hour and a half special. Now I can't listen to a comic more than 20 minutes.
yeah, exactly.
My eyes start rolling in the back of my head. Because at the end of the day, I'm the same. I get on my phone and I watch a little 30-second clip. And if they're real funny, I'll follow them. So then I'll see more 30-second clips.
Right.
And then if I really like them, I might watch their shit.
Yeah, and like I feel like these days you have to love somebody to even like follow them on Instagram or like you know what I mean?
Social media.
Yeah,
Yeah, unless it's clapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like unless
like to be bothered
ass
to
claps, then maybe I'll watch
Yeah.
it.
Just TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. TikTok is
traps
real.
with comedy. That needs to be the next
There's
trend.
there is a comedian who does that.
There's a
Really?
couple. There's some.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not
awesome.
gonna give names, but there's
Yeah.
Well, I
after-
mean, there's definitely
after the show.
Everybody's
Yeah,
got
after that, when the mics are off, I'll
Yeah,
show you.
yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, Isaiah, we gotta work on some clips for you. Oh, you should just like do like we should make stand-up clips of just like totally kind of no offense, but it's like shitting on the form. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just telling like awful jokes or like being like a just awful stand-up guy. Like you know what I mean? Like
Sure.
A Norm well, not Norm Macdonald. Who I'm trying to think of. Who's like a annoying stand-up comedian that? Oh, like Bill Maher or something like.
sure.
Who wants to listen to Bill Maher say anything?
Yeah, or
at all?
even nowadays, like if you watch late night, the monologue in the morning in the beginning,
Oh.
they're weird now.
Yeah.
It's kind of uncomfortable. It doesn't.
I just like don't enjoy like listening or watching anything that Jimmy Fallon. Like I just like that's like one of my least favorite. I don't like him like at all.
Yeah.
I don't like his. It's just his. I think it's just more so his personality. I'm just over the whole like, like I'm just
Yeah.
over it.
He's just like he's so palatable, like
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean, like in a almost obnoxious, nauseating way.
Yeah, he's been commercialized.
Mine was Ray Romano.
Really?
Yeah, he's so like if you ever watched that Ray Romano show, it's the worst show ever made.
That's one of my favorite forms of like lost media are like the failed late night show attempts and stuff. Did who is it? Shit, what's his name?
Chevy Chase had one.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, Chevy Chase had a late night show. It lasted like a couple months.
Oh my god.
It failed miserably. You should like on YouTube. You can watch like the rise and fall of Chevy Chase's late night career.
I mean, he's just like seems from what all accounts seems to be an awful person to be around.
Yeah, he's a big dick bag.
So why would you want to go on a show?
Yeah,
Who's your favorite late night guy right now?
late night. I mean Conan. Even though I don't even know if he's doing a show anymore. I just listen to his podcast.
Yeah, he's doing good podcasts
Oh
now
yeah,
these days.
Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I love it. It's a great show.
Yeah. So yeah, he's one of the goats. Everyone else
Yeah.
now is just kind of, I guess, like
Him
walking
and
in the.
Letterman. Yeah, I mean him and Letterman were.
Right.
Fuck everyone else. The rest of it's trash.
I mean, like, yeah, with late night, and I guess even just like the form of an hour-long stand-up special too. It's like I mean, correct me if you think I'm wrong, but like living in a post that society where we're just kind of like
Absolutely.
doing these tropes in a sense. You know what I mean?
We almost feel like that's necessary to do
Mm-hmm.
when it's not.
Right.
Like we're ready for that next kind of generation. I think of stand-up comedy. Like it's evolving, and that traditional, why does a lamp have a shade? Like that's not
yeah.
the way it is anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like seeing a guy get on stage like, I know the truth and I'm going to tell it to you now. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, so what do you think it takes to be good at comedy specifically? Like, if you had to build like a character, say in a video game with like the best personality traits for this, what would
Build
you
a
give 'em?
character.
Yeah. Make them.
I'm gonna make her. I'm not gonna.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Look at that. Look how fucking
Thank you.
dope I am.
See, this is the. You are dope, dude.
I'm so fucking dope. No, let's see. What? What was the question?
Like, what do you think are the traits that you need to be like? You need to have the most of to be good at stand up.
You have to be a wordsmith. You have to be likable, like we talked about already.
Mm-hmm.
And then your sarcasm game has to be up. I think that has to be huge. But you have to just know how to write a joke. You have to
Really,
know
yeah.
how to write.
Yeah.
And you have to be disciplined. And then your hustler meter. The best comics, the hustler meter is like a 10.
Right.
Like you just put all your points on the hustle.
Like
the
Hustler University, like Andrew Tate. straight like that.
Yes, HU.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
word.
The Hustle University. Yeah.
Well, okay. So, if you don't mind, would you let me workshop some bits with you?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool.
Hell yeah.
Well, so I have. Well, I guess this is mostly just a punchline yet at this point.
It's a punchline, and then you don't have this the
Right. Yeah. But basically, it's Pine Straw needs to get laid and probably will before I do.
Pine Straw needs to get laid.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's say When do we lay like pine straw down?
I guess
Like maybe right before the summer.
right, okay.
So it's about to be summer, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Pine straw needs to be laid, and you just say it real deadpan.
That's awesome.
Pine straw needs to be laid, and what? What was the other part?
And probably will before I am.
We'll drop that part.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Think of something else that's relatable with the pine straw.
Okay.
So I would say something about, hey, ladies, pine straw needs to be laid, and I can't think of anything off
Yeah.
the top of my head right away.
Punch needs to be laid.
And the horse is neighing.
And the horse is neighing.
I
That's
can't-
good. That's a
I
good
just-
rhyme. I also have one. I don't know if you've. This is one that. This is like what I think of my crowning jewel joke right now.
Yeah.
So you feel free to shit on it.
Sure.
In the pursuit of comedic genius. But basically it goes like this. I'm a huge fan of the Smiths. I love listening to the Smiths. I'm outside of the Smiths house every Thursday and Friday night between 7 and 8 p.m. when they have their lovemaking sessions. And it's great. I can listen to them just for hours and hours.
So okay, you have the joke yet? What, I don't.
Oh my god!
I guess the joke was supposed to be like, the band The Smiths. And then there's a family like the Smith. You know what I mean? Like,
Fuck.
I get it.
So okay, this is how
I
you do.
understand.
This is how you do that joke. You do that
okay.
joke,
Yeah.
and you keep it that way.
Okay.
Which is horrible, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then you explain it to the audience.
Right,
Like you're
okay.
about to explain it to me,
Uh-huh.
and then you just keep explaining it,
Okay.
and then that's your whole set.
Okay.
That would be. I would laugh.
Okay.
You know,
I'm
what I
gonna
mean?
I'm going to be at the Sparrow Monday or Wednesday.
Do it up,
doing that.
man.
Okay.
I would. It would be great. Like, you know what I want to do?
What?
I think that seriously, do that joke, do it badly.
Uh-huh.
You don't need help on that. That was bad enough.
I got
Yes.
Yeah, that was horrible. It was perfectly
Perfect.
horrible. And then explain yourself. Yeah, like I think it would be funny to go up with a stack of note cards,
Uh-huh.
and they're all my jokes, and I tell like one or two jokes. So there's the joke, and then the punchlines on the back, right? And then I drop all of them.
Yeah, I'll just be like
They all-
shaking, like
Yeah, they all
shivering,
fall,
nervous and
then,
stuff.
So I pick them up, and then I say the punchline, and then the joke.
Or
you
like
know
a
what I mean?
punchline to a different
Yeah,
joke. Be
because
like,
they're
oh
all
fuck.
fucked up. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that would be funny.
Okay. That's gonna be my
could steal
stand-up
it.
persona character.
Yeah.
Is the guy who's like really bad at stand-up, but like trying so hard
Andy Kaufman, man,
with like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah,
he did it.
that's a good point.
R.I.P.
I have a joke. I
Hell
need
yeah.
I need like I don't know how to like story tell it, but basically
Hopefully, it's not about the Smiths.
no, it's not. It's not about the Smiths. So basically, like the whole like setup would be like, well, you know how many homeless people there are in Charleston. I don't know about you, but I really don't like homeless people. You want to know how to get rid of a homeless person? Ask them if they can make change out of 100.
What's make changes?
They don't have money.
Okay.
All right, so that we should add to the Smiths joke. We're gonna give him that joke
Okay.
because that was bad. That was what the
This is
fuck?
good. We got to start from the bat. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no.
This is the inception
This is-
of comic
This
day.
is it. This is where it starts,
Yeah.
though. This is
And
this
most
is
of these are just
Isaiah's-
like concepts, like
Yeah.
not, you know what I mean?
So no. I'm fucking with you. So the idea, the concept is a lot of homeless people downtown, and they can't make change for 100. I would make it Charleston specific. So instead of maybe 100, something about something over at Snob or something, make it more relate. The $100 is like almost too easy. Make it more personable.
yeah.
Yeah. Make
Okay.
it more personal somehow.
Like they want your AirPods or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
like something about their AirPods. Yeah.
Well, so yeah, what do you think? Like, how much can you rely on the wordplay or the wordsmithing? Like, it seems like that only gets you so far. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I think it depends on the comic. I think there's comics like Seinfeld and
It's true.
that are very specific about the way they use the words
Yeah,
in the wordplay versus others where there's kind of
it's very a lot more
talking in
loose.
layman.
and stuff.
Yeah, it's real loose. So I think it depends on your style for sure.
That's a good point.
Now I'm thinking about this homeless joke because I'm like,
Yeah.
there's something there.
I got a little bit of a baby comedian in me. I just got to like figure out how to like.
I like the sneak attack though. I like you think the joke is going one way,
Mhm.
and then like my very first joke I wrote for open mic was hey, this is my first time being on stage. I'm really nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my friends that live in Colorado, he's a comic. And I called him and I said, hey, how do you get rid of being nervous on stage? And he goes, that's easy. All you have to do is you masturbate before you go up. And I'm like, okay. So I masturbated today, which, that's great. I don't think my Uber driver appreciated it.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So you see, you don't expect
I
the
see.
Uber
I
driver.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't expect that part.
Can I give you one more joke?
Yeah, of
This
course.
This was a joke in retaliation to me not doing well the very first time.
Yeah.
So basically, whenever I do go back up, I'd be like, oh, this is my second time back at the Sparrow. The first time I bombed, so no more terrorist jokes.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Absolutely.
Damn.
Yeah.
Isaiah, you got to be a stand-up dude.
I just came up with that when I was like, oh, that might be kind of good.
I'm just
Yeah.
looking at my notes and I'm trying to even see where I was going with this shit. I just have this one thing typed: virgins get what virgins want.
Virgins get-
Where was I at in that?
That's the thing. After you just start brainstorming shit. You just because you forget. At first you have this whole thing played out in your head, and you write just a little blurb, and then you go back. You're like, what the fuck am I talking about?
I mean, if you're a virgin and you're, every night you win,
That's a good
versus when you're not a virgin, you're trying to get action and you're like a young man and you're striking out. But if you're a virgin, you're winning every night.
That's true. You can't win what you're not. You can't win the game you're not playing.
Maybe that's what you were talking about right now.
Maybe
that was it.
I'm gonna go there. I have leaf blowers, obviously. Leaf blowers. I really don't like leaf blowers. There's got to be something
there.
some irony there,
Yeah.
Oh, just the concept of little drummer boys.
That show's fucking great. That show's great.
Just like that, just
Just
makes
little
me
drummer
chuckle.
boys in general.
Yeah, you know how they would put a 12-year-old kid with a drum at the front of the big battle to get just obliterated with musket fire
Sure.
before anybody else.
Put that young, pretty boy up front.
Right. Yeah. Doing his little paradiddles.
Yeah.
Having shit run through him. Let me see. Isaiah, you got anything else?
I do. I have one thing. I just don't know how to build it up.
Yeah.
But basically, the punchline is that Disney adults are bottom tier humans, but I just got to figure out how to get to that point. I'm just
people who adults who could go to Disneyland and stuff.
They just live there. I can't stand them. Their whole personalities revolved around being a Disney adult. You see their shit on TikTok.
They spend
I think I'm doing it right now. You see your shit on TikTok. I'm a Disney. It's fucking weird. That's what.
Yeah. Maybe you got to go to Disneyland to get some inspiration.
I need to go to Disneyland. But hey, how old are you? 45, and you still come here? Or you live in Orlando? Oh,
That'd be a good man on the street. They'd kick you out pretty quick.
That's a good
They
point.
would kick
yeah.
us out so fast.
That would be a really good man on the street, though.
They would literally they would come in literally Walt Disney himself would just come in from this
Well, now the adults are. You see, they have to kick people out because they're cosplaying as Disney characters when they go in, and Disney's you can't do that.
So the kids can dress up as.
Yeah, the kids can dress up, but you don't want an
So I
adult
can't
dressed
dress
up as Peter
Black
Pan.
Panther?
No.
Damn, that's fucked.
Maybe you could though, because because you're black. Because not a lot of white people are gonna be like, "Hey, you can't do that."
Yeah.
Be like, "Oh, I can't."
Yeah.
See, that's fucking funny.
Why
So
not?
you could do. That's a great sketch right there.
Oh shit! Oh my god! I didn't even think of that.
Oh, you're saying I can't? Oh no, sir, never mind. You can.
You're sure? No, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I'll take it off right now.
No
Make it worse.
cosplaying except for
I guess it's really
any character from Wakanda.
playing with people's expectations like that is really powerful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. It's you don't have to just say something funny, like a funny pun. You know what I mean? Just
It could just be a concept.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, like me and Shauna Jarrett, we're working on this one. We're working on a sketch.
Sean,
where-
that's the next person we need to get on.
yeah,
we need
she's
to talk
dope.
to Shauna.
She's good people. But we're working on a sketch where this librarian's closing up kind of shop, and she just had a book fair, and she's talking to the other librarian, and she's like, we didn't do that well this year. Maybe we'll go with someone different than Scholastic. And as soon as they say that, there's these two mafia guys come in. They're like, "Hey, whoa, we're from
mafia?
Yeah, hey, I'm from Scholastic. What's the problem?" And Scholastic, has the monopoly
Right. yeah.
God.
on
That would
book
make sense
fairs.
that's what's been going on behind the scenes this whole time.
Oh yeah, what's wrong? You don't like the Harry Potter eraser that's $10? What's wrong with that?
We
You
do
know?
really
imagine-
good with Junie B. Jones.
Could you imagine Tony Soprano part of the
Right.
Scholastic Mafia?
Yeah.
So what's your problem with all this stuff?
Hey, what's the problem? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Calm, what's the problem?
If you ask me, Dave, it's okay. All right, it's okay.
We gotta move this magic treehouse. I can't keep this shit around here.
Tony, what the fuck are you doing with the Scholastic? Like, oh my God.
I mean, Uncle June, he likes the, to me that I don't know why, but it just makes me giggle thinking that
I didn't even think of that. That's funny.
Scholastic's owned by the,
Yeah,
ran by
the
the mafia.
the Italian organized crime family.
I mean, think about it though. They have the corner.
It's a monopoly,
If you started a book fair, you would get murdered
probably.
by Scholastic.
Literally, dude.
They're like they're like big oil,
They are. They're
Yeah.
they're like
big publishing.
Monsanto. Yeah.
Literally Disney, the Disney of book fairs.
Yeah. The Jeff Bezos of books. Sons of bitches.
Well, so okay. Tell me a little bit about this special that you're recording.
Yeah, so I'm recording a live recording of my comedy album March 18th. So at the Sparrow, we're going to do 2 recordings. And yeah, it's going to release later this year.
Nice.
And
Are you gonna just like are you videotaping that as well?
Yeah, it's going to be videotaped.
Nice. Word.
Yeah, I got a really good crew that's coming in and videotaping it.
Nice.
So we do some clips, and then later in the year, it's going to be available like on digital, and I'm gonna have to make a couple of LPs.
Right.
Like, I got to make
course.
some vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it up on the wall and stuff.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
have that.
yeah.
Are you going to like just put it up on YouTube, or how are you gonna try to shop it around? Or
Yeah. So I already have it kind of shopped around with
Okay,
a company
nice.
called 800 Pound Gorilla. They do a lot of comedy,
Nice.
and then Helium Records, which
Oh yeah.
they do Helium comedy, and then they'll get it out there.
Yeah. Do they have their own like streaming site service? Or?
No, they'll use all the sites, but they're the ones that distribute it.
Gotcha.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This makes me think of that one guy going back to Stavros, dude. He like recently put up he filmed this whole special and everything and
Yeah.
whole budget and stuff and was trying to like shop it around and like it was destined to like end up on Tubi or some shit or whatever.
Sure.
So he just like put it on YouTube, but it's blowing up and he's been doing
Making
really
money.
good since then. Yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
any plans on doing that? Or
That's a gangster move. No, it would be. I would
if it works out.
if
it's
the
gangster.
money, if the numbers aren't right, I will self-produce it. Because we already have an LLC with Comedy at the Sparrow, so it's like, why not make our own? We'll just become a record label
Yeah.
and then have people come in and record comedy albums.
That's
I mean, that's the gangster way to do it now. Because like you look at the big comedians, they actually rent out the theaters, like the big like North Charleston Performing Arts Center. They'll rent it out. They'll pay for that. They'll pay for all of the staffing, so they get 100% of ticket sales.
yeah.
Versus having
Their promoter
the
take a
promoters
chunk,
and-
manager
yeah,
take a chunk. Yeah.
exactly.
That's really cool. So
Yeah.
it's Sparrow. You're trying to gear up to just do exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, so right now I have 2 offers, and then what I'm doing is I'm self-producing it. So I have my own sound engineers.
Nice.
They're gonna do it, and then I have offers for the distribution and rights to it.
Nice.
But I don't know because there's like one company that they're like, yeah, we'll give you like 70%, but we own the rights to it indefinitely.
Right, like the publishing
like,
or the
ooh.
that's a little
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I want you to own it.
right.
Like, what if I want it to go away one day?
exactly? Yeah.
What if I want the
What if I need to disappear?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Josh, I think we'll end it there.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on.
You guys, this is the shit.
Really, I appreciate
Like, I
it.
want to seriously, your
Thanks,
guys' man on the street stuff. I've been watching for a while. You guys need to do more of that.
Really, I appreciate that, dude.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's
I'm
dope.
Appreciate
I'm
that.
trying to get this guy out there to
You
doing
do.
more.
I'm telling you, you do that, and that is gonna get everyone to come and listen to your show.
That's what.
Like
Yeah.
that's how you grab people. That's the hustle. Is you
Yeah, people
you
love
do that,
like
and then they
people have
come.
always told that to
People-
us. You know what I mean?
people
Like
are,
they love that stuff,
Craving it.
even though we don't.
Yeah.
Like we don't do it enough. Like we hardly do it. You know what I mean? But still,
And Charleston's such a good town to do that.
Yeah.
'Cause there's so many dumb college kids
exactly. Yeah.
in town, and it's so funny.
Especially with such my likable face, my McDonald's
Exactly.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
McDonald's president. I'll
Like, they'd
tell
be
him
like-
everything.
Yeah, every white woman like, oh my god, like
Mhm.
that's so
He's so safe.
exactly.
Yeah.
But then you twist it on them, and then they're like, "What?"
And then we get that's kind of what I do for one of the man on the streets. with,
Yeah.
like the HBCU. I'm like,
The
why,
first
why,
one,
don't,
yeah.
why the fuck you don't know what HBCU is, girl, huh? Fuck. And there's oh my god, I'm sorry.
And all these guys were like, "The historically black. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Support all Black Lives Business Matters.
Yeah, I didn't even realize how much gold that was until like after the fact when when I watched all of them, I'm like, wow, these people like fucking suck, but it's great.
Dude, this is what you should like at one of the clubs one night, like interview them and then be like, hey, how does it feel to be like, how do you feel about being at this club when this building used to be, whatever, and be like something about like slavery right there.
Yeah.
in that
I
building.
asked my dad for
And
all.
how
I
many
gotta ask
people
what-
died there.
Oh yeah, get the facts from your dad.
And dude,
Yeah, his dad knows everything about like the
Yeah.
history of this
Yeah.
place,
Oh
the
my-
cursed
And
history.
how many people would be like, oh, they wouldn't know what to
They
say.
would
exactly?
I just feel like, and then that's when you know I got him. That's
yeah.
when you know I got him.
Uh-huh.
Like, did you know that this building right here was actually built on the backs of slaves that were imported from Africa, roughly between 17 and 18? They were like, they just literally their brain was going to overdrive, and I'm like, oh no, it's fine, but thank you for
You
putting
should like
BLM in your like bio.
find like a couple in the crowd who like just moved here or whatever. You know how like they,
Enjoy your
we just
vodka
bought a
tonics.
house or something. Be like, oh, did you know that was developed over the only like black school that was around here? And
yeah,
stuff. And-
just lie to them.
Or
Yeah.
even just asking people what their favorite plantation is.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like be like, hey, what's your favorite plantation? And people are like,
And then I'd be like,
oh,
my
my
favorite's
favorite's
Boone.
Yeah,
Right,
I'd
I'm
be
a
like,
Boone
oh,
Hall
really?
guy.
Yeah. It's like, wait, why is yours like that? And it's, I'm gonna.
You'd be like, for weddings, guys.
Yeah.
Like the weddings.
Yes.
Wait, what?
That's so. Oh my god, that would be
I wish
so good.
I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna remember this in my fucking brain. I'm like literally taking a snapshot.
Dude, this
like,
is the
right
beginning
now.
of something big. With that
Yeah,
today.
this is.
If only you were recording this.
I know.
Fuck.
Fuck, dude. Shit.
Yeah,
We should start a podcast.
yeah. You guys should. You guys should start a podcast.
Dude, we
Yeah.
should start a podcast.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah, it's been great talking
Thank
to you,
you,
Josh.
thank you so much. Look, here, there we go. Yes,
Sir.
yes, yes. Only in
Good
America.
business.
I don't have my flash.
Go see his goddamn show, guys,
God
in
damn
March. Right?
March 18th.
March 18th.
You sons of bitches,
Bitches, you losers.
pieces of shit. You cuck fucks,
Utter scumbags.
scumbag bitches.
All right, peace and love.
Je
Bye.
n'étais pas un pointeur.